Hi, I'm John, and I am working on Scarlet the Four-Eyed Cuda. When we started taking the trunk mat and the seats out and such for the rear tail light wiring harness replacement, we did not receive a treasure chest of loose change and unclaimed lottery scratch-off tickets that would have been no good anyway because of it's from 1971, but that's beside the point. It would have been fun to find in the first place. But rather, what we found was some surface rust. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to deal with it. So let me turn the camera around and I'll walk through it with you. All right, so here you can see some of the surface rust that I discovered when picking up the floor mat. And so how am I going to deal with it? First thing I'm going to do is clean up the surface with the Scotch-Brite pad for the air tools. Then I'm going to use the cleaner degreaser. This is a reducible 4-to-1, and so a little bit goes a long way. That should clean up the metal and get rid of any contaminants. Then you do a metal prep, which etches and neutralizes anything that might be left over. And then you clean that up, and then you use the rust preventer, and I'm using the POR15 products if you didn't notice that. And the only other thing I'm going to mention with this is I am going to use a N95 mask and a pair of goggles to keep the bits and pieces of rust and dust from flying up into my face. I don't think you want to see me work on this for 20 minutes or more. Well, just the metal prep has to keep the metal wet for 20 minutes. And so that's just going to take a long time. And so what I'll do is I'll take care of some things. I'll show you some snapshots of various steps, and then we'll call it done. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon. All right, so we had a change of plans. The air tools and pads I was using do work, but they are light duty. You're going to go through way too many pads, Scotch-Brite type pads, to do this. So for those of you who are going to comment and say you don't know what you're doing, that's going to take forever, you are right, and it was going to take forever. So I swatched over to my grinder, my angle grinder, and I've got a flap disc pad on it, and that is doing a much better job, much nicer job, much faster job. Right now I've got 120 grit on there. I might go down to 80, but I just don't want to take too much metal off, because you can see she's still solid even though she's got surface rust. So I caught it in time, so it shouldn't be any problems. Just need to clean her up and get her prepped and covered so that she lasts another 50 years. All right, thank you much, and I will show you the next step when I get there. Thank you. All right, after a few hours of grinding, well, maybe that's a little excessive, hour and a half with my DeWalt and flap discs, this is where we're at. So I've ground, I've vacuumed, and my tip is to go until you don't see rust. You can see some stuff in the deep pits, but I don't want to go too far. I'll use the solutions to clean and remove the rest, hopefully, and then encapsulate and take care of it. So hopefully you're not getting seasick with me moving this around, but I want to make sure that you see everything that I did. And those little teeny spotches that we did, you just keep going over it until the flecks, stop lifting up from the metal, because that's where the paint's adhered and that's where the metal's good. Anyway, that's where we're at, and on to the next step. Thank you. Okay, so I did the 4-to-1 dilution, hit it with the cleaner degreaser, sprayed it a few times, wiped it down, sprayed it a few times, wiped it down, and you can see all the loveliness on my rag or used bath towel and all the stuff that it picked up. So it's ready to rinse, dry, and then put on the metal prep. On to the next step. Okay, we are cleaned, rinsed, and dried, and we are ready for the metal prep. The metal prep instructions say to keep the area wet for 20 minutes. So I am going to spread this on with a brush and continually dab it as things dehydrate or evaporate to keep the metal wet. And that should take care of this step. And we're doing pretty good, because after this we get to cover it and we'll be good to go. So on to that step. Time for metal prep. All right, there we are. So we have stripped, cleaned, and metal prepped the area with a POR15. So you can see it actually looks pretty good. It is getting a little late. It's like 8:30 right now. So it's a little dark. That's why I'm using the light so you can see. But overall, it looks pretty good. And you can see that the metal's actually, it's not thin at all. It's in good shape. It just had some surface rust. So melanoma, if you will. So that's taken care of. Now to apply the first coat of the POR15. It is black, and so I will be painting over this red with some paint that I have. Alrighty, on to the next step. Alright, you can see that I have the first coat of the POR15 on, and it's covering pretty well. I am using a El Cheapo bristle brush, which is a bad thing because I'm picking out strands everywhere. So I would suggest to you to use a foam brush, and that will make life a lot easier for you. But I think that's it. You just do this at least twice, and I'll probably do it 3 times, but it needs to sit and cure. I think it's 6 hours, and basically get it so that it's a dry tack, and then apply another coat, a minimum of 2 coats, and go from there. So that's what you have to do to take care of surface rust and get rid of it, cover it, cure it, make sure that it doesn't come back and take over. So I hope you have a great day. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye.